rivalry that makes it such a significant game on the basketball landscape?
Well, this is the best game, and it's the best game because you have two of the top 5 programs to ever play college basketball going against one another. And we're only 8 miles apart, both great schools. The number of amazing players that have played in this game who then have become amazing teams. You're talking about Final Fours, national championship teams. You're talking about teams that have won, the two of us probably have won more total ACC championships than all the other schools combined. And so there's a level of excellence, individual and collective excellence, in an area that has loved basketball. So, it's only growing. The 35 years that I've been here, it keeps getting bigger. It keeps getting bigger, which is very good for both schools.
Is there a moment in this rivalry where you feel like it took that turn from a really popular regional rivalry becoming a national almost phenomenon where everybody has to watch it?
I don't know if there was a moment. I think there's a period of time, and I think the very first thing is the advent of television coverage. So it's in the mid to late 80s where more great games are on, and you're looking for marquee games to showcase. And North Carolina's been outstanding once Dean took over. Well, before that too, but when he took over in the 60s on, we were great with Coach Bubas, and then Coach Foster had a couple of great years, but there wasn't the continuity. But in the mid-'80s, around 85, 86, then we started to be an elite program. And then they were elite, and then TV was there, and boom, it became the biggest game. And so it's a matter of a few things hitting, but having two outstanding programs who were both going for national honors, that helps.
With all the attention that's paid to this game, how are you able to keep the players focused on this being just another game in a 40-game season? Or
well, I think it's more what happens the game before and the game after, as far as focus, because you want them to focus really hard on each game, and this game should be easier to focus on because everybody's focused on it, but there can be a poor performance before because you're anticipating it, and there can definitely, win or lose, can be a poor performance after if it becomes your only focus. So focusing is not a problem for the game. Playing well sometimes is a problem, but focusing is not. It's just what happens before and after.
At times this season, you've had concerns about the team's transition defense with North Carolina's preference for attack quickly. How would you rate the way Duke has gotten back on defense over the past few games?
I think our defense has been good. We had about 2.5 weeks where we didn't play very good defensively in all aspects. And I think a lot of that had to do, there are two things, I think. One was conference play, adjusting to conference play. And two, we could not shoot for about 5 games, and I thought it impacted on us defensively. Since then, we've played more different types of defense, but our defense overall has been very good. I think it's sometimes outstanding.
We faced several elite guards this season. Tyus and Quinn have had big matchups with these guards. Another big one coming up Wednesday with Marcus Page. What do those two need to do to keep Page in check, and then also, how well are they prepared for that challenge?
Yeah, well, Page is one of the best players in the country, and he always has a good, confident attitude. He's poised all the time, in addition to being a great scorer. In other words, he's never rattled, and that's what a great player shows all the time. with the emergence of Britt playing so well, Page can be with the ball or off the ball. So he's in more positions to score as a result of the play of Britt, who's really playing outstanding basketball for him.
North Carolina will throw a lot of big bodies out there, and Johnson and Meeks in particular are very good offensive rebounders. Do you anticipate having to play a bigger lineup in this game, and what do you guys need to do to counterbalance North Carolina's size?
Yeah, well, we have 8 guys, so those are the 8 guys that are going to play, big, small, medium, and they have more bodies and they have more big guys. And one of the great things they do is offensive rebound. So, I mean, anyone who's doing the game or looking at the game has to look at that as one of the key points. Can we hold our own? Can we limit them more often to just one shot and a missed shot? Because they sometimes have 4 guys on the boards. And again, whenever you're playing good people, and we play good people all the time, there are a few things they do, maybe a couple things they do better than you do. And hopefully we do a couple things that a little bit better than them, and then you got to kind of neutralize that, and that's what's going to happen in this game.
Following the Syracuse game, Coach Boeheim mentioned that he wanted his players to try and attack Jaleel in the pick and roll. Everyone talks about how difficult it is to properly defend the pick and roll because of all the different options the ball handler has. From your vantage point, how has Jaleel progressed in his ability to defend the pick and roll, and how quickly is he able to identify when to lay back and guard the hoop and when to hedge out on that?
Yeah,
screen?
well, I think Ja continually has progressed into playing better and better defense. There's a lot that goes on with him offensively. I mean, he's in a very physical game when he's on offense, and it's amazing how good a job he's done on defense as a result of the physical play he has on the offensive end. The misconception about the ball screen is that 2 guys are defending it. 5 guys defend it. So a number of times, if they're scoring, it's not necessarily the 2 guys involved, it's the 3 other guys who are supposed to be helping and rotating. And so to defend the ball screen, you're going to need all 5.
Another question regarding defense here. To what do you attribute the high number of in-season defensive scheme adjustments that we've used this year, whether it be a zone or a different type of man-to-man?
Just because the main thing is we're young. And so in order to get to the level of playing one defense that is outstanding, it's almost impossible. With 4 of the 8 guys freshmen. I mean, so we have to do, even within our man, we do it different ways and we keep adjusting. So that I just think that's the way we're going to have to do it. And it's worked out well for us so far. And again, we can't get to the level of defense that a 2001 team played, or a 99 or a 92 or an 86, because we don't have the number of games. I mean, still, we have 4 guys who've played 25 college games, and that's the reality of it.
How have Quinn's contributions as a player and as a leader compared to what you expected of him coming into the season, and what you thought he was capable of this year?
Well, I don't know if there's a more valuable player on any team. Again, they may be as valuable, but not any more valuable than what Quinn has been. I mean, because Quinn, first of all, just performance-wise, he's been outstanding. But leadership-wise, he's been even better. And I don't think any of us, not that we didn't expect him to be good, when 2 areas are outstanding, I'm not sure you can expect that. And so he's had a fabulous year, not a good year. And our guys believe in him. And he's been like a rock He's been like a rock, in addition to some outstanding performances that he's had.
Heading into this game with, like you said, 4 freshmen playing significant roles in this, is there something that you as a staff, you and your staff will talk to them about, or do you allow your senior leader, Quinn Cook, to handle that, how to manage the emotion of the game?
No, you never just let a player handle all the emotion. I mean, you can let them use the car once in a while, but you don't just say, here are the keys forever. I mean, that's not going to happen. But managing emotion or having emotion is important. In this game, it's a 9:00 game. Both teams are going to be excited to play. Both fan bases are excited to watch and cheer, and you have to be careful that you don't get emotioned out before you ever even play. Throughout the day before, warm-ups, and we as a staff talk to our team about different ways of doing it. And obviously, Quinn and our upperclassmen have to help the guys too in doing that.
Grayson Allen has started to play himself into a more prominent role on the team. Is it a matter of him just becoming more comfortable with college basketball, or just a renewed confidence in his abilities?
Yeah, I think he's making steady progress, and he's more like a freshman. And a freshman on a talented team, and usually freshmen who are developing like that on a talented, they're not going to get the playing time. So they have to keep a level of confidence while they're getting better. Now he's getting playing time. It's not just confidence, but the experience of just being out there. But look, he made a huge 3. He got a steal. He hit 2 big free throws in front of 36,000 people at Syracuse. I think back when I was a senior, I don't know if I would have been able to handle it any better than he has. And so we think he's going to keep getting better, and hopefully he stays healthy.
Offensive approaches have changed over the years. Now it seems like teams favor dribble drive, shoot a 3, or attack the rim. With that, there's been a decline in perimeter shooting inside the arc. Is that something you guys focus on, bypassing the long 2 in favor of a 3, or is that just a byproduct?
Yeah, what we do, we don't look at what trends are. We look at who we have. And so what do our players do? This year we got a guy who scores inside. Well, we're going to get it inside. We have guys who can shoot the 3. We want to do that. And we have guys who can score in between, especially Grayson. Matt can do that. Justice can do it. So what you do is you try to come up with a menu that fits the group that you have, and that's what I try to do each year. And I don't really pay any attention to trends because again, I don't coach trends. I coach the 8 guys who are on my team, and you want to put them in the most advantageous positions that you can.